The Eastern European nation of Albania is unknown to many, but this small country on the east coast of the Adriatic Sea has more than its fair share of rich history, beautiful landscapes, and welcoming people. It has also been blessed with the gospel of Jesus Christ, likely beginning with the Apostle Paul's visit to the area, which was then part of the Roman province of Illyricum. In the 14th century, Ottoman invaders introduced Islam and were ultimately successful in converting most of the population, but a sizable Christian minority remained. However, after the Second World War, the new communist regime, led by dictator Enver Hoxha, began implementing increasingly restrictive laws which sought to eliminate any religious activity, and in 1967 all religion was officially banned. Groups of young people were organized to destroy and deface churches and monasteries, and those that were left standing were repurposed for military storage or as cultural centers for youth. To this day, Albania remains the only country to have declared itself constitutionally atheist.
Kështu që një pjesë të mirë të popullsisë ai e bindi, e duke bërë dhe ideologji dhe filozofi marksiste, dhe duke au hequr besimin. Por një pjesë tjetër të popullsisë ai e detyroi me forcë, duke persekutuar, duke mbyllur kishat, edhe në këtë mënyrë ai përdori të dyja. Edhe njerëzit nuk thoshin më lavdi Zotit, po thoshin lavdi Enver Hoxhës ose Enver Hoxha shpëtimtari. Besimtarët thoshin Jezusi është shpëtimtari, njerëzit u mësuan të thoshin Enver Hoxha shpëtimtari. Një shprehje që u bë si obligim për njerëzit që feja është opium për popullin, pra feja është e keqe për njerëzit, edhe kështu që njerëzit duke dëgjuar që udhëheqësi po na thotë që kjo është e keqe, atëherë donin të largoheshin dhe largoheshin nga besimi.
My parents were raised in that atheistic state, so obviously their parents could not talk to them about God in any manner, otherwise they would go to prison. So they were raised in that kind of spirit. They never believed in God. They probably never even thought about God. And then when communism failed in 1991, and since then to this time, I can still see my parents, just like any other average Albanian of their generation, not really caring about God's existence. So they might believe in him as a being out there who doesn't care about us. But basically that's all.
Yeah, so my parents didn't have any knowledge of any God, you know. Maybe they could say that, or they never spoke to me about religion or about God, really. So I was on blank sheet.
It was into this godless society that the gospel re-emerged in 1991. The country was in political upheaval, and the newly reborn church provided a beacon of hope to desperate people. More than 20 years later, Albania is still recovering from the trauma of the Hoxha regime, but the Way of Peace Church in Lushnja, led by Pastor Berti Dosti, has found no shortage of ways to be the hands and feet of Christ and to be a light to their neighbors and their nation. From donating cows to poor farmers in a nearby village, to hosting sewing classes for local women, to Bible studies for all ages, the church has been spreading the name of Jesus and serving their city through many different means. In addition, the church shares its building with the Victory School, founded by Pastor Berti, where kids and young adults can learn valuable English and computer skills. As a result of their continuing growth, the church is unable to accommodate all of their activities in their current space. To provide more classroom space for Bible teaching and community activities, the church would like to construct a second floor on their existing building. This new space will also be used as a training center for local church leaders, for which there is a great need.
Por I gjithë vizioni është si do të vazhdojmë të ngrejmë punëtor shqiptar që të vazhdojmë punën e Zotit. Kisha në Shqipëri është shumë e re dhe ka nevojë për punëtor shqiptar. Kështu që patjetër këta duhet të trajnohen. Edhe ne kemi nevojë për këtë dhomë ose për këtë dhoma, për arsye sepse njerëzit do të gjejnë atje gjithçka duke menduar nga literatura, nga koha për studiuar, nga koha për të kaluar marrëdhënie me njëri tjetrin, por edhe njëkohësisht duke bashkëpunuar me shkolla biblike ose institute të ndryshme biblike edhe për të ardhur dhe për të trajnuar në kishën lokale, për arsye sepse është shumë vështirë që ato të shkojnë në rezidenca për një kohë të gjatë 2 ose 3 vjet.
The reason for building this center, we find it to the vision of our church. In our church, we are focused on bringing people in the church preparing them, equip them, and then getting them out to do the same with others.
GCRI is working to raise funds for this project. The total cost for the second floor construction is $55,000, and we are honored to participate in this small part of God's work in Albania. Please consider helping Pastor Berti and the Way of Peace Church as they reach their city and nation with the transforming gospel of Jesus Christ.